My name's Mark. I'm the director of coffee at Savor Brands, and I'm very fortunate to talk to Kelsey and Tyler over at Captain and Stoker in Monterey, California. You guys want to just briefly talk about yourselves, and I guess mainly how have your roles at Captain and Stoker evolved since the company first began?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, my name's Kelsey.
I'm Tyler.
We're the owners of Captain and Stoker. As far as how everything started was kind of a super long, crazy story. But long story short, there were some wealthy people that started a coffee shop. We came in not knowing really what we were doing or anything. And we helped open the place. And within just a few short months, those original owners shut everything down. They were over it. We found out in a week, we found a way to buy the business, because in those short 3 months, we both realized how much the community meant that we were growing and building during that time. So since then, since we did purchase it in 2018, I'm more of the social media and design and merch and website. That's kind of more my side of things.
Yeah. And I kind of deal with all of the necessarily day-to-day cafe operations and wholesale side of the entire business. So
And the roasting.
Wholesale roasting, cafe day-to-day, and really catering to the staff and making sure everything is running smoothly, pretty much.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of homework and went to your website, and that story of how you guys are here today is
It's a long one.
Perseverance for sure.
Yes.
And that was before the pandemic and everything too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Wow.
It's been wild, because as soon as we were hitting our okay, we don't have to work every single day, that's when the pandemic hit, and we're okay, now what? And we just have had to figure it out ever since. So still going.
That's really it's really interesting and really awesome hearing how you all founded Captain Stoker. How has the company itself evolved since 2018?
Tremendously.
Yeah, it's hard to even pinpoint specific things. I think more so in the beginning, of course, there was that community, and we were building it and having after hours events, and it was feeling really close knit already. But going through the pandemic and just there were so many people supporting us, even though we were barely able to give them what we were giving them before. I think that really meant a lot to us, that we were still finding that support. And so now coming out of it, we're trying to really give back what they were giving to us during that kind of time. So we're slowly coming up with a bunch of more ways to collaborate with the community and kind of open up this space of togetherness, I guess you'd say. So we're doing the same thing where we're, connecting with our community, but I think we're trying to find, ways we can do it on a larger and more unique scale. So that's kind of our next.
Yeah. I mean, I think the vision has progressed the most, I would say, for the first, 1 and 2 years, I think for the most part, we were just trying to learn exactly everything there was to, from roasting coffee to packaging, from customer service, from making us legal, everything possible within those first 2 years, really pushing to learn. And then now these newer 2 years have been on really understanding and the vision of who we are and being able to making sure everybody else knows who we are when it comes to employment to customers themselves and coming into the cafe for the experience for the first time. I think the vision is much more clear now.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue to get
more clear.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, just trying to. That was a good answer, and I can only imagine, you're just trying to keep the lights on, stay employed, and now that you guys have some really good foundation, you can do a lot more with the community, which is awesome.
Exactly.
What is I guess your why coffee? How did you find coffee? Your commitment and your dedication to coffee.
Let me start that one.
Okay,
I'll start
go
that
ahead.
one. So interestingly enough, Tyler and I didn't even drink coffee before moving to California. We're actually from Michigan and we traveled all around and ended up here. Long story short, once again. But yeah, we didn't really drink coffee. And then once we were here with Captain and Stoker in the beginning and we were understanding what coffee could be and what it should be and how it's a fruit and it actually has tasting notes and there's so much special stuff to it besides, oh, it just kind of tastes burnt. That's all we really knew before. And so now that we're learning all of that, it's really opened a lot up for us. And I know you were going to say something.
Yeah, I would say like, instead of like why coffee, it's more that like we believe that coffee kind of found us, because in the very beginning of the business, we were hired as in just kind of general labor, so, I mean, we were also managing, we learned how to manage, but the whole aspect of the business is like we saw the community, we saw people coming in and having a really good time with like the experiences that they were having inside of the cafe, so it wasn't as in like we were super devoted to coffee. I think it was more we were devoted to, really just having a good time and within the space that coffee was just like the hub of it. It was people coming together over just this one beverage to where we can really do a lot of big things, and coffee was kind of just that hub.
Yeah. It's like, it's the vehicle for everything else that we all want to be doing. Like everything kind of starts there and then builds out after that. And that's where kind of the magic felt like for us. It's the vehicle for all the other things.
And obviously coffee is a big love now.
Yes. Now that we understand it, we love it. It's
I
really
say now you appreciate.
Yeah, it's really exciting to like once we learned that it doesn't have to be this, it can be so much more and there's so much complexity with it. It's really great being able to teach other people that because there are so many people that come in that just have no idea and we can actually teach them and they start to appreciate it when before they thought something might have been wrong with it because it was fruity tasting.
Well, yeah.
And now it's like, oh, they get it. There's a reason and it, all that.
And especially coffee, and I'm sure you guys know it can be so pretentious.
Yeah.
And it's like there are so many baristas and cafes out there that are pushing to be almost more pretentious and like what we're doing is trying to just invite people into a space which is like completely welcome but also has some really nice beverages.
Well, like you it's okay for you to have no clue. That's kind of our thing. It's like really if you have no idea, no problem, we'll teach you. We didn't know before either, like we get it. And some people do kind of feel like they're not welcome in a place that's like too serious, I guess. So we try to make it really like comforting that you can go in there, you can say you have no clue what you're doing and we'll try to help you out.
That's awesome. Yeah. And, even for here in Hawaii, that's a huge goal of ours too. Is not making coffee, so pretentious, especially like specialty coffee. They hear that some people might get a little turned off, but it's so awesome that it's awesome to know that, how coffee found you too. That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, it definitely more found us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have been through a lot. Could you share maybe 2 or 3 of Captain Stoker's most proudest moments thus far?
Oh, most proudest moments.
Third block party.
The third one?
The first one.
The first one. Yeah, that's the one I was gonna say. So we always like on the weekends throughout the years, when we were able to have artists like pop-ups like right inside our shop. And it was really great because we wanted to like showcase all the small businesses around town. They don't normally have a place to go. And so once the pandemic hit, we weren't really able to do that anymore. And then once masks came off, we were like, okay, like our birthday's coming up. It was our 3rd birthday. And as a thank you to our community and all of these amazing people and artists and makers that we have, we threw a block party. So now it's an annual thing. It's a birthday block party and we shut down the whole street. We have vendors that are all like just incredible. And, the one that we threw last year, so 2021, that was our first one. And I personally cried like 4 or 5 times because one, we were all seeing each other's smiles for the first time in so long. And it just, it felt so incredible to have this togetherness that all of us have been craving for so long. And we all just got to come together on like one of the most beautiful days we had in months. And like, there was live music playing and everyone's dancing. And it's just like, the feeling was what we were creating all these years. And we were just seeing it right in front of us. And it was just incredible.
And I think honestly, for me, not to just throw out there, but like the new bags, from you guys
Oh, yeah.
was one of my like more proudest moments, because it was from switching to just like this wax sticker, and some tasting notes on a coffee, to like going more to this like professional side.
Yes.
Was like, having those on the shelves and seeing them for the first time was just like, we can do this. Like, this
Yeah.
is like a for real product that we're super stoked, on, and like, we fully support and are behind.
Yeah.
And seeing the transition and us coming into like just learning all about this was such a huge stepping stone in the business, and like making us more of a, what we were trying to go to a more professional.
We look like a real business.
Yeah. I mean,
we kind of felt like we were playing pretend for so many years, because we're like, how is this working? We have no clue what we're doing, and it's still working. And then we got those bags. We're like, oh, okay, we're legit now.
Yeah,
like,
so like we can do this.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with the block party.
Yeah.
It was like all of these people were coming together, and like such good vibes and such good times. And it was like, wow, like, the community has completely absorbed who we are, and what the business stands for. And each day that they come back and support it, so it's like, we may not know completely what like we are doing and what our business plan is, but it's working, and we really enjoy the people that have obviously continued to support it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
proud moments for sure.
Oh, thank you. And really appreciate you plugging in the bags there. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it wasn't
honestly,
intentional.
it really was a moment.
It was like one of my
Yeah.
favorite moments. Like, another one of my
Yeah.
favorite moments is coming up, because we're doing like a whole canning right now.
Yeah.
Which is like a full product that we're super proud of.
Yeah.
And that'll be another big one.
Yeah.
So
That's
Definitely.
awesome. Is the block party like it sounds like it celebrates your anniversary, but is it every year? It's something that you guys try to put on every year?
Yeah, we try to do it. Our anniversary is July 18th every year. So we kind of either the weekend before or the weekend after. So we try to put down the whole street. We have about like 60 vendors, mostly local. We did throw in a few from like Oakland area, just to get some variety a little bit. But yeah, every single year we're going to do it bigger and better. So we already have plans to make it a few notches up from each year. Because I'm always learning. I don't really know what I'm doing as far as 60 vendors.
You really
I know,
do.
but I've somehow pulled it off 2 years in a row. And so hopefully this third year I can get it even more, I don't know.
More dialed in.
More dialed in, I guess.
We usually,
Even though it's smooth every time.
It is
but
really smooth. And we usually have like a latte art throwdown around those 2
Oh,
week
yeah.
period to
Yes.
celebrate that, because we do 2 latte art competitions
Yeah.
a year, one at our half birthday, one at our birthday, pretty much. So it's like
That's awesome.
it's a solid big
It's a good-
celebration.
Always a good month.
Yeah,
July's a good month.
It's a good month.
Yeah. I don't know if you still talk to Chelsea, but she lives in California now. I got to tell her to stop by your shop to.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you do. I haven't talked to her in a while, but she was my girl for a
Was she
minute
an
there.
old rep?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
was always the one I was talking to.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll have to stop by for sure.
For sure. You guys actually briefly mentioned, that was a perfect segue to my last question. What's next for Captain and Stoker? Any upcoming like events? Well, we talked about events, but any fun new projects or just anything you want to care to share or can share? Yeah.
Totally. We have a really cool collab coming in the spring, I believe, with Camelback. It's called the Camelback Chronicles. So we are doing a whole like 2-day video shoot with them, and their whole thing is just like getting people to see small businesses around the country, around the world. I'm not really sure how vast it is, but they picked us as one of them, and that was really exciting because they saw what we were doing and they really appreciated that. And so we're just working together, and the whole our name, Captain Stoker, since we didn't say it earlier, which I'll let you get to our other things we're doing. But Captain Stoker it comes from the 2 positions on a tandem bike. So our whole thing is, working together, because you can't ride a tandem bike unless you're doing it together. So our whole motto has always been working in tandem with our crew, our community, and our earth. So we always try to work with other people that are kind of feeling those same values. So, and quite often, like with Camelback, they find us, which it just feels really good because we're just working our butts off trying to make things happen, and then people see it, and it feels really awesome. So.
Yeah, and I would say, just a continuing evolving of like our team and growing our team into, growing within the company. There's tons of employees that have been there for a year, 2 years, that have really stepped up and are like in top tier leadership positions now, which is amazing to see. Especially people that have not, the same with us, have not been in the specialty coffee game before and have just like fully absorbed themselves within the industry is really cool to see. And I mean, like, we're super grateful and appreciative of it to be able to grow next to people that are fully like believe in who we are. So a continuing of that, opening more
Origin
cafes.
trips.
Opening more cafes, and continuing that employment of, it can be really fun to go to work. And yeah, just like Kelsey said, we soon to be really hoping to go to origin trips and bring some of our roasting team with us, so they can get a first on hand experience with farmers and growers and washing stations, to be able to just fully understand that.
Which we
we've
weren't
been waiting-
able
we've
to
been
do
waiting
because of
forever.
COVID. Like that was the next step. And then, these last few years we haven't been able to. So we're really hoping 2023 we're able to get out there to some country, hopefully.
Yeah, we're supposed to go to Colombia early 23.
Hopefully
So,
Colombia.
but yeah, more engagement in the community, and just to continue what we have continued to do so far.
Yeah.
And that is just to be a supportive, community engagement hub.
We're just like the hub.
Yeah.
We try to do as much as we can for the community, and that hopefully we can just keep that going, keep growing and working together.
And find more communities that need community brought together.
Yeah.
That's kind of, going to different towns or cities that we see that community needs to be evolved, just through one beverage.
little cup of coffee.
Exactly. And that's awesome. Yeah, I did read that last part of your story about, now, that things are opening back up again, origin trips. If you ever find, if you guys are taking a trip, to Hawaii, I can definitely recommend a bunch of farms too. So you guys can kind of make a vacation / origin trip out of that too.
Totally.
Yeah, that would be a great
awesome.
time. That would be very fun.
That sounds awesome too, though. Colombia. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's that was pretty much it. And I just wanted to thank you all for your years of being our partner. You guys are awesome to work with. We really appreciate all the support too when we go to shows. Your brand is up there. We always reach out to showcase your bags, and
We love that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I got to talk to the team about seeing the new bags too. That might be coming out soon. So definitely looking out for that.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, thank you, Kelsey and Tyler, for the time.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Bye.
All right. See ya.
Bye.